Problem number 41, we have a 0.2 kilogram stone is held 1.3 meter above the top of the edge of a water well and then dropped into it. The well has a depth of 5 meter relative to the configuration with the stone at the top edge of the well. What is the gravitational potential energy of the stone earth system? Now in part A, before the stone is released and when it reaches the bottom of the well. In part C, we have to what is the change in gravitational potential energy of the system from release to reaching the bottom of the well. Okay, so when it reaches the bottom of the well. Okay, so let's draw a picture and imagine what's happening. So this is a ground. Here we have our well. Above this one is water, right? So let's say this is a ground level is a 0, so y is equal to 0. Then we are holding the stone above the ground, which let's say y1 is equal to 1.3 meters. Our stone is here, which has a mass of 0.2 kilogram. Then below the ground, well, has y2, which is equal to, if it's 0, then that will be the minus 5 meter. Okay, now first of all we have to find what will be the potential energy. So potential energy will be when in the first case, okay, when y1 is equal 1.3 meters, which means potential energy has a formula mgy. Now the mass is given 0.2, g is 9.8, and our y1 will be 1.3 meters. So now let's do the calculation. 0.2 multiplied 9.8 multiplied 1.3, which gives you 2.55 joules. Okay, now what about in part 2? In part 2 we have to find a potential energy when y2 is equal to minus 5 meters. So it means potential energy is equal mg y2, right? So therefore is equal to 0.2 multiplied 9.8 multiplied to the minus 5 meter. So if you do calculation, 0.2 multiplied 9.8 multiplied 5, which gives you minus 9.8 joules. Okay, then finally you have to find change in potential energy, which is delta U, which means U final minus U initial. U final was 9.8 joules minus U initial was 2.55 joules. So your delta U, if you do calculation, you should get minus 9.8 2.55, which gives you minus 12.35 joules. Okay, this will be the part C. This is part B. This is part A.